nicely done there too by Ramses, quickly identifying, hey, if I get this Centaur, we can actually line up double stuns and go for this type of kill.
Yeah, very nice. Yep. Very, very nice usage of the creeps.
It only lasts a very short period of time now, though, as it does go down after those 30 seconds. A nice big impetus hit, 101.
Oh, mid lane Abed.
Yeah, he's staying really low. They even emphasize putting wards to protect Weehaw, because sometimes you see when these matchups happen, like the Huskar's pushing the limits so much that you do drop kind of low sometimes. So they want to make sure that no Nyx rotation comes up and changes what the lane actually is. Another courier snipe. These Boots melee heroes really do excel at killing those couriers.
Yeah, he's been getting farm like that mid lane Abed.
He is.
10-6-8-5. He's working well against the harassment. Obviously that will step up now. Especially with the level 4 being about to be hit by a Weehaw. It's only going to get harder for the Storm in that matchup. But
absolutely.
Yeah, Abed's definitely making something happen on those early levels.
Top mind control. Getting chased out a bit here. Surge will be going down. A couple extra right clicks. Do they have a mango for Fly?
Cutting through the trees.
They do not actually have a mango for Fly here.
So. They cannot catch him. Mind control will live. He was out of elf regen at least, so we'll have to back out of lane for a little bit. And yeah, it's just going to take the long walk back to base, so we'll give good space for Arteezy.
Yep, and GH though, during the meantime also, he was pulling and trying to manipulate creep aggro, and he's also getting stacks ready. A very important thing for the Darks here as he's starting to get kind of zoned up top, being able to have some type of recovery method for himself. As Weehaw get some nice stacks up there on him.
Nice. Still got that self ready, Abed. And we'll turn and probably look to stack this camp up. He's got to start working with the neutrals now. It's getting a little risky to come to lane.
Yeah, and it's intriguing too, like he at the Vortex level, and maybe it was just to save himself just before. I didn't actually see like how he ended up having to skill it, but now having Vortex, that's going to hurt his jungling even more, because he has to go back to the jungle now as a Storm Spirit pretty soon versus this Huskar.
Yeah, I guess I understand why he had it, just in case he was able to catch out Weehaw diving the tower. And
yeah, I think so. As bottom, again, we've seen this one. They dispel right away. Miracle even getting a mana burn. He turns, he actually gets a kill before he does go down at least.
But still, they're killing off Miracle. Yep. I think you got to be pretty happy if you're EG with this bottom lane. You're putting a lot of pressure. He's still farming. Oh, you killed him twice. Mid lane, finally, he will fall to the spears. It does not have any sort of regen to work against that. At least in time.
It looked like he was trying to die intentionally at first, like, because he stepped up really close. Even though the fissure was used, like, he stepped up in range. So it looked like that one almost was on purpose, but then he got his stuff from his courier, so it didn't look on purpose at the same time.
I mean, it's just such a frustrating lane to play in. And yeah, top, mind control, Thunderstrike won't finish him off.
They're just trying to pull the creep waves because they're not getting enough top. As GH does get the bounty rune, he may pay for his life here with it. More hits, and actually, he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, this top lane, we've seen this a few times. They're able to just sort of walk away from the two of them. Once Fly's expended his early bits of control and burst, you know, obviously Arteezy doesn't have anything to follow up, and they are able to just walk away. Still though, yeah, Arteezy may not be getting the kills, but farm is still perfect for him in that lane. Just that slight edge really on the bottom lane for EG, being able to kill off Miracle a couple of times. This time mind control, he's going to live again. 10 HP, he's good. He's still able to walk away. There's no one coming across the river. Mid lane though, Weehaw gets in a little deep. We'll be able to push them back with the disarm, but Abed will get the kill. Weehaw playing a little too aggressive, and a massive kill for Abed to find there.
So it must be that's the reason. He doesn't want to go jungle. He wants to have the pull so they can set up for a kill. So that's a cool, different type of approach there to be able to stand versus that Huskar. And we see bottom, Ramses does get taken out. But yeah, EG, overall, laning phase is looking much better this game as mind control. He's only got, what, 6 last hits to his name. Ramses has 26. Across the board, it is definitely much better.
Yeah, you're right. This is a very, very slow start for the Darks here. Try not being able to find much. He's all out of that lane.
Fly's like, wait a minute. I saw something die right here. And look at this. Look at this play by Abed, actually. Sorry. He's actually jumped into the enemy jungle. Let's look at it afterwards after they make a pressure play on her.
They're doing it again? 3 times now. This bottom lane. EG's crushing the safe lane of Nigma. And mind control, he will die to this. As Fly is able to come over, the side lanes are starting to get very rocky for Nigma, EG.
And Abed stole the stacks. That was the one thing I was going to point out before, is he actually ran into the enemy jungle, and he took one of the, I think, the medium camp stacked up camp, and now he's going to notice the big camp that's stacked up too. That would be devastating, as that is mind control's catch-up. So he does not want to allow Abed to do that. Abed, he's got a haste turn.
Is he going to be able to get away there? That's the question. I mean, yeah, I guess the duration of it, yeah. Other than that Fisher, they've got nothing else to throw out to hold him down.
But they pushed him out, so they allowed Mind Control to at least be able to get a little bit of these jungle creeps instead of getting them stolen away.
But already an infinitely better start for EG compared to what we saw in game one.
Yep.
Actually able to get stuff done here in the early laning stages. 5-3, this 1-2k lead, and this is against a team that do have like the We Are Huskar, and he was he was smashing it mid. He did get that kill, but then giving up. Anytime he sort of die as this sort of hero, you're just going to feel so good as the opposition.
Definitely. They have killed Miracle White. It's been the 3 times he has gotten some trade-off kills, so he's actually not far behind. He's actually top 3 net worth. He's just behind his Huskar and just a little bit behind that of Arteezy up top.
Yeah, it's just that Ramses is as farmed because he's fed his life this 3 times.
Yep, and he's got that level 3 impetus now too, so it's only that 2-second cooldown. He's strong. About to be level 7 as well in the Enchantress, so then it goes down to 0 seconds and you really start to put pressure on.
We are going in onto Arbed, but Arbed, he has the invis. He's going to be fine. Maybe see if they... Oh no, he's going to tick it down too low to be able to turn anything. We'll have to just hold off, bottle up.
See Crit kind of playing around that mid area, seeing if there's an opportunity for a pull. Also, it just hits level 5.
They're going to try. They're going to pull. Have they got the burst? We are. Pull the designer. Yes, to carry himself in time. They don't quite have the burst to deal with the Huskar. So now Nigma, they're the ones that are the threat. He has to zip away from Weehar, I bet.
Good zip there. If he gets hit by the Fissure, he's definitely dead.
It's bottom lane. A little hard for Miracle to show his face in now. Level 7 edge.
Yeah,
going to work on the neutrals. Anytime he comes down, especially if the Nyx assassin is around, they have a lot of kill potential, EG, with the levels they have.
And we see Ramses now. He actually takes himself up a purge creep now too. So instead of having his enchant, he's going to have that creep at least to be able to deal with the Ember Spirit a bit there in the bottom lane. But yeah, Ramses, he should just be able to continue pressuring Miracle. If Miracle shows himself in the lane at all, he's going to eat like 3 or 4 impetus here. Drop down to 300 HP.
Well, Mind Control, like I said, it's going to be a long time really before Mind Control's ready to set up. He's got to go in full farm mode.
They have to protect this side. They have to protect the jungle a little bit for him. We see the Lich. Kuroki is making the rotation over with GH. But yeah, very slow start here for Team Nigma.
Not bad. Now 3 heroes watching him. Feeling confident. He's actually going to zip up and start to play around with GH. Now 4 heroes. Here, Arbed's got to be careful. He's going to try his best to sort of play around, keep them interested. Zip across, turning. In fact, he's going to try and kill on GH. Frost Shield with there. It's not going to help him at all as Arbed, he gets the kill. He gets the player.
He's going to die for it, but
does not have a TP available. 20-second cooldown.
Oh, Arteezy pauses it though. As he's farming the jungle. He's Abed. Abed knows he's dead. Yeah. But he got what he came for.
He did color and a kill. They'll take it, and as we saw for sort of like the 20 seconds, the 4 heroes.
He just says, I'm dead.
I don't think they can fix that.
That's going to give Kuroki level 6 from that kill. It's pretty decent, pretty significant.
Yeah, good play here, turning around, making sure GH doesn't get the enchant off.
Oh, slow motion. Poor career. Yeah, now Arteezy being able to go to the jungle for these last, quite a long time actually. Just like the last game when we saw Miracle do so, Arteezy's having a fantastic game. He is level 8 at the 10-minute mark. He almost has his Yasha finished up with the treads, with the double Wraith Bands, a couple of the neutral items. He's given Fly the lane for a long time too, so it's a level 6 Disruptor super early on. It's looking like EG's kind of got the similar side that Nigma did in the last game, a 3k advantage at 10 minutes. And they're looking to get some extra XP as well, as they are getting both outposts too, I believe, out of this. So a super strong start.
So if we're back in time to see him go, and he does. Arbed does die under the tower.
And a full level for the Lich, for Kuroki.
Of the Bills, Miracle, standard stuff, Treads, John Spellstrom.
Ooh, he got a jelly.
Chris got his eyes on the mid. From the trees. He's got the Vendetta, so that setup will be there from him.
And it's also a break as well, which is pretty nice versus the Huskar.
Him plus the Storm, they can make plays happen. See, at the moment he's just going to show himself. They're not going to try for anything sneaky. Starting to poke at Weehaw. He's got to be careful. EG, they're bringing in the full squad. They're going to zip across. They get him trapped back into the Static Storm. Weehaw is dead. They'll get the one kill. Can they get more here, EG? Chain Frost does bounce around a few times between Arbed and Arteezy, but they're still moving in. Miracle falling a little low to the impetus, tries to get the grab on Ramses, won't be able to do so. There's another time that Weehaw falls in this middle lane. EG continuing to approach the potential Huskar problem very, very well as they continue to slow down Weehaw's game.
I like how they approached that one. They didn't like bring like 3 heroes and maybe like something disastrous happens and they die and they lose their tower. No, they brought all 5. They recognize what they need to do in this game versus a Huskar draft. Don't let him kind of snowball take some towers. You will have in a very good spot off of this early start.
Oh, now mid. We are aggressive once more. Ramses, he's got the heal going. They're trying to move in. The spears are there, but he stick charges, and Ramses is fine. He starts to turn, and again, just laying down his impetus each time. Taking a lot of the health away from the Nigma. With the persistence, will finally finish the tier 1 mid. But the side lane space continues to be there. Arbed was able to shove out top. Arteezy working on the bottom half of the map now.
Miracle scouts the right side there with the slight. Being able to show where the next assassin is there for a moment.
Going to try. See what he can do about mind control. Mind control has the zip, and Arbed, he does not have the mana to chase. So he lets mind control live, and now mind control's got backup. Miracle's in. Jumping forward, Arbed. They know he's a little low mana. In fact, Arbed, he's going to go for the zip TP. Will he make it away?
Oh, now his TP is going to be down.
Kill him in time.
It's a pretty big move there by Miracle to be able to help out his buddy mind control. And now they can actually look to pressure the tower, perhaps, as they are bringing all 5 people. And this is what we said that Nigma was going to do at their draft. You know, group up, look to pressure those towers, as it can be pretty hard for EG to respond. But EG, they do have good levels. So right now, at the moment, they still can, as long as they have their 5-man. But they don't have the Storm for a bit, so top tower is getting pressured. So they're trying to get their own damage here, at least on this mid tower. Groki's in position here, though, for the defense.
Crit's here. They do want to fight. Has to be careful, Kuro, how close he comes to tower. Fly and Crit will be very, very ready to go, especially with the Static Storm back online.
They're just trying to delay this as long as possible with Kuro. They're still farming all 3 of their cores. Now the Huskar is starting to make the move back over Weehaw. But yeah, it's just a jungle. He's picking up his armlet though, so he's got a big power spike here where he can look to fight with his team. And we'll see both teams now probably just playing on each other's side of the maps quite heavily. Nigma playing top as we see the warding situation kind of a lure to that.
Oh, here we go, Crit. He's going to be ready with the setup. Have they got enough control here? We're flying the Static Storm. They certainly have. This is why they picked that next assassin to have that sneaky setup. Gets the job done. Another death for Miracle. They are dealing very well as a hero, something they were unable to do entirely last game. This time around, they have the heroes and the means to make the moves and make sure that Miracle does not run away with the game.
Yeah, great read there by Crit there on the Nyx, knowing where he was going to go to kind of cut the waves and get that extra bit. And yeah, Arteezy just getting all the space. He almost has a Manta. Almost level 12 as well on the Naga Siren. That's yeah, pretty good. Pretty damn good.
All right, it's looking so much better for EG this time around.
And they are starting to do what we mentioned that they wanted to do, is at least split some of Nigma up around the map. And we see what happens when they do start to split up. These pickoffs are there. They are quite strong with the draft that EG has set up for.
Prep. It's going to head back over to mid as GH, he's leading in, trying to start a fight, but Ramses has a hood. They've got the song. The Echo did pretty much nothing at all, and now EG can get themselves in position to try and get kills in return. Now look at GH focused by Ramses and Crit. They'll take down the Shaker. Weehaw is able to finish off Fly. See what the rest of Nigma can do. Both teams down a member. EG on the retreat. Miracle jumping in aggressively with Crit. He's got the spike campus. Turns with the stun onto 2. No damage here from EG, so the rest of EG are out. They'll back away. Weehaw, he's still going to continue to chase in. So he can do Ramses here as he starts to lay down the burning spears.
They're backing up. That's a lot. 11, 12.
Stick charges, but he has not got the heal to keep himself alive. Now get the break, but Crit, he hesitates a little. Doesn't manage to line up the stunning time, so he's still alive. Now Arbet goes forward. Finally, they'll be able to bring down the Huskar once more. The Static Storm catching the two of them. The Glitz back on Miracle. Miracle zipped upon by Arbet. Arbet, he gets the second double kill for Arbet. As now Kuro and Mind Control, they've got to try and escape. Kuro being chased down by Arteezy's illusion. It will slowly but surely finish him off here. Surely, there it is. The proc happens, and they get themselves a third kill. So EG, again, coming out on top of these fights, despite Nigma having this draft that very much is built around winning in these sort of situations, but it isn't. And EG, they're holding the advantage. Arteezy's farm continues to flow in. Now Arbet, as we saw there, is able to get involved and pick up kills in the team fights.
Yep, and because of how far deep they were this time on Nigma, yeah, Arteezy can join in. He can just pick, hey, yeah, well, oh, you're on my side. You're where I'm farming. Hi.
Does feel like maybe too many deaths here on the cause of Nigma to really get their draft into action this game. It's not going to be easy for them anymore.
It just doesn't feel like they really have it doesn't feel like they have their offlaner in the game, right? Mind Control, he's 1-1-2, but he's had this super quiet game where he hasn't really been able to put any impact, any type of like ganks or setups. Well, I look at Ramses, and Ramses has been putting pressure all over the place. Mind Control is just farming. He's just a Darkseer who's literally just soaking up some space on the map at the moment.
And they're on the hunt.
They find a ward down.
He is everywhere. Between the three of them, they have more than enough control to catch Miracle once again. I believe 6 times now the Miracle has died in this match. As EG, they're just working against him perfectly. This Nyx Assassin picks something that we don't always see, as the panel mentioned. It is picked because of its strength against the Ember Spirit, and he is abusing that perfectly, hunting and setting up time after time. And now Arteezy, he's ready for the setup. He catches the 4 of them. They're going to look for the angle, see if they can get in the Static Storm into the 2-man stand. Arbet's in on top of, we have the impetus damage breaking through the Huskar. They'll take one. He got the chain flush down Kuro, but it doesn't matter. The bounces away. Yeah, he's there. Oh my God, the slap! It's huge! The 3 of them, they're straight up dead! Out of nowhere, GH comes in and rectifies the game state for Nigma.
Oh my God, that did so much damage. Look at this, 1,600 damage on top of all of them there. Holy moly, the Chain Frost bounce was horrific as well. And by the way, it was
going down the pan again for Nigma. It looked like EG were going to walk over them for that fight. But suddenly GH, he just walks in, he's hang on, there's 3 heroes here. I'm just going to press R and slam. There are the 3 heroes out, and 2 of them being the big ones. Ramses and Arbet knocked to the side. Nigma go towards Roche, it's going to be theirs.
And EG used all the ropes here, so yeah, they can just go straight into that Roche there. Look at GH.
He's like, hang on, I could just walk back in on this. Bam! Catches him on the tip of the Echo and gives Nigma the strength to turn things back in their favor.
Yeah, a nice buyback from Weehaw there. Sure, he doesn't show up for the fight, but he shows up to make sure that they can capitalize and get that Roche immediately afterwards.
Still a big lead for EG.
Yep.
But definitely, as you see there, you know, the game, it's not all doom and gloom for Nigma. They do have the potential for those plays, and if they can get these kills, push in, but they're going to need a few more of those. The fact that Arteezy's farm is still hitting ridiculous levels, Manta Diffusal is done. But as you saw there, GH with a good slam, and I believe off the back of that's pretty much the money for his Blink Dagger. Yeah, he's going to have it ready for the next play. You got to keep your eyes on GH. You cannot let him get away with these slams, because they will have to follow when it comes to the vacuum, into the Chain Frost, just having Ember commit with all of Miracle's remnants. There's a huge amount of burst to be there behind it.
Yep, absolutely. As Weehaw finds himself a kill here on Fly. Ramsey's also stepping up here. Oh God, the mech. He actually gets the armor toggle.
Perfect use of the Q there to knock back the 2 of them. I looked for sure that Weehaw would die in that situation, but he is able to live. They could turn chains out onto Crit.
Wow. Oh. It does survive versus that impetus. We see Crit is building sort of Spirit Vessel, not quite having it there, but yeah, Weehaw really pressing forward the issue there and saving his Aegis with a clutch mech into toggle combo.
Very interesting game indeed.
They're trying for something here. Abed, he's actually going to go down. They actually just killed him with the 3 here. They got a Sinister Gaze into a Totem, into a Fissure with the Ion Shells combined. More than enough damage. Yep.
All right, now down to a 2K lead. We're getting a close one on our hands here. Nigma may not have dominated the lanes as much as they hoped for with the way that EG was able to smartly outplay them. But now here in this mid-game, Nigma still showing that they're not to be scared. They're fighting on with a lot of strength.
No defensive down. He's just gonna go down here.
It's out of mana. Arteezy gets the solo kill on Miracle, hunting him out. And if anything, you know, in a sort of a turn of events, this game, Miracle's sort of having the roughest performance out of his team. Well, actually, maybe Microsoft a bit more, but this isn't, you know, so far a game where Miracle is just running over the map and owning everything as Ember Spirit. He's going to have to pick his game back up because EG continue to punish it. And now, in situations like that, when Arteezy can get away with a solo kill, this Naga Siren is loving life. Mid lane, Ramses, he's getting going on post. Arteezy got the song. Have they got any further set? There it is. It's a beautiful three-man static. So, do they have the damage to get the kill? They certainly do. GH is going Kuro as well. GH will buy back as well as Kuroki. They're TPing over to the tier 2 tower. GH walking over from the shrine. Can they get over in time to help out We Are standing his ground. He will have that Aegis. EG, they've got to be careful though. They know that these buybacks are in play and they are going to head back. They're not going to fall to the trap that would have been trying to get We Are a second time. They have to respect the Shaker buybacks and they will. They play it smart. They retreat. They got the Aegis and they got 2 buybacks out of Nigma.
Yeah, they recognize that. They recognize that really quickly, the way that they back up, and they know Jesus. Yeah, he's still farming incredibly well. Level 17. He's pretty much at the pace of Miracle's PL in the last game on this Naga Siren. He's having an excellent time, and he knows that he just needs to keep that farming. He's level 17 in this game, which is very high for an illusion hero. As you see, for Naga, is usually a little bit lower level, but because he got that solo pick off, look at Miracle. He's level 14.
And you have to say, you know, the way that, you know, this isn't just Arteezy AFK. He's these songs. I think we've seen like the 3 or 4 of them where he's come in and he's not, you know, in some situations been able to turn the fight. He's been able to make aggressive setups. You know, this is a very involved Naga Siren. He's doing it perfectly. He hasn't died at all. Choosing brilliant times to turn up.
Able to get the map out a little bit here. Arteezy still trying to cut the waves, as we see with these illusions over and over again, so that they can try to get themselves out of the map, and then they can look to try to get some pickoffs for themselves too. They can keep looking to fight. Song is probably back up in 20. That's probably when they will look to actually fight again. And BKBs, of course, will be the name of the game, as that is the best way to deal with the Song combo. You just get a BKB, doesn't matter if you get hit by it.
Oh, yeah.
Just pop BKB on Ember, pop BKB on either your, you know, Huskar or whoever it may be, and you can hold your ground and take the fight. He's actually gone for the halberd first, as you know, it's usually the item you see on the Huskar.
Yeah, of course. It's just fantastic. So sure, no, even against like the Naga, sure you're only disarming one, but the evasion is very valuable. Yeah. Obviously, he does really mess with the Storm Spirits playing the fights.
I mean, it's also just the HP regen thing with Huskar. It's so good for Huskar. It's just become better and better. You don't get as much damage from it now, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Your damage comes anyway. Yeah,
the buffs you get passively are pretty insane as a Huskar.
Yeah, I imagine next. Yeah, I imagine Nigma, they probably just try to, they still stick around Weeha, but you play around getting your BKBs, because you just can't be getting caught by those combos and just losing cores, multiple cores every single time.
It's definitely going to be hard for Nigma though. If EG continue to play like this and Arteezy stays like over a full item ahead,
absolutely,
it's going to get to the point where they are really going to struggle with trying to kill this Naga Siren. His Skadi is nearly done. He's going to be very tanky at this point of the match, even to a sense where if they do get a slam on him, they still may not have the damage to kill him.
They do have good natural heroes though versus the illusions, right? They do have the Darkseer, they have the Earthshaker, they have the Ember Spirit. These heroes traditionally are very good. And the Darkseer is one thing we also will always have to point out, because since we don't see the hero too much, you know, wall is a thing that you have to think about. You're versus a Naga Siren. That wall illusion is going to be pretty damn strong because of how strong Arteezy is as well. If he is able to get it off. A lot of times he's just getting caught in static and dying though.
Miracle still trying to play safe on the top half. He had the full team pretty much behind him. They know that their goal is just getting that BKB done on him, making sure that he doesn't get caught out before he has it finished.
Yeah, they're all just playing kind of like the buddy system.
Definitely feeling a little hot under the collar here, Nigma. They need that next item done, and then they have to make a move. Any more sort of slowdown to this game, and Arteezy is just going to be more than happy to play. You see obviously Fly getting standard iron. the Aghanims. Once he has that done, we've already seen.
He almost has it.
You know, the song setups have been they've been ridiculous, and if they can get that song setup catching out like Miracle, even after he's got his BKB done, song into static song, he's not going to have any sort of answer. They won't have any save, and they'll still be able to kill him. So definitely that Disruptor Naga combo that EG has going at all points of the game, particularly with his quick Aghanims. It's going to be a nightmare for Nigma to deal with unless they can sort of get the jump themselves, get Fly out of the fight.
Absolutely, yeah. It's scary that the Disruptor is going to be getting an Ags as they're getting their BKBs on Nigma. That's so early on. He's very cool. He's just shoveling all the time. They're giving him farm priority too. I think I saw 60-something last hits on the Disruptor this game, which makes sense because he's playing with the Nyx Assassin. So yeah, he's just soaking up that space. Yeah, he's gonna have it done. So I mean, he's really done, and he's gonna have Aghanims. That just catch Nigma off guard completely because they might look to go for a fight, and then they just get solid in combo, and they're like, uh-oh.
And yeah, if RTZ's songs have been anything to go by, it's definitely likely that RTZ is going to find that setup yes again. He's done it every single time so far in these fights. And we'll see what Nigma's play against it is going to be. Bloodstone into Aghanims as well for Arbed. Looking for that extra AoE control.
Pull some more targets into that Disruptor ulti, sure, why not? Set up like nice little Nyx stuns too. It's kind of like your mini little black hole, of course.
And Miracle is queuing up the Radiance this game, so looking more for that full sort of anti-illusion build, the Maelstrom Radiance. Making sure he has ways, you know, to amp up his AoE potential.
He switched it right away, right after you said it.
Oh, what's he going instead?
He's going to just be going for Octarine.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see the Radiance. I guess maybe a little too late, but...
I'd like to see him actually move the Mindbreaker into his bags, personally. That's the one thing that... Mindbreaker is pretty nice on Ember as it procs with your Slight. So your initial hit, you just Slight and you instantly get a silence hit, which is actually super nice sometimes. It catches people off guard, but he hasn't passed it away just yet. Prioritizing his stick and all that for now.
Let's see what they can find here. EG looking for that setup, looking to get that combo going once more. Invading Nigma's half of the map, keeping the farm priority in their favor. 6k lead for EG. It's very hard for Nigma to close that gap when it comes to just going for the AFK farming. They have to try and find a fight or an objective if they want to get back on top of EG right now.
There we go. He moved the Mindbreaker in. Yay.
Crip. Let's see what he can catch here. Miracle will show in the lane again. He's going to go for the easier one. Go for the quick pick onto Kuroki. Now Miracle will have the info that they're in the neighborhood, and he's going to be quick to get out of there. Already TP's out from elsewhere. Miracle's going to continue to hang around, actually. Obviously saw them going for Kuro. He's got the Revenant placed, and they're not quite around to reroll with, so we'll be able to make his way out of there.
Cheesy going for great, nice butterfly game. There's no real way, like, the itemization for Nigma is going to be pretty hard to do versus a butterfly. Like, I mean, these heroes don't slot in.
Well, Miracle could take the True Strike talent, right?
Does that even exist anymore? Pretty sure that doesn't exist anymore.
God damn it! As I was saying it, I was like, it doesn't exist.
I knew it. It doesn't exist anymore.
Well, maybe Miracle doesn't know. You know?
But yeah, they're a lot of magic damage though, which is the one thing that, you know, the butterfly will be nice for the physical, but there's so much magic on Nigma that they might not mind so much.
It's all getting very passive though.
It is.
I don't think this is getting any easier for Nigma.
Feels like it's getting harder. Not the BKBs, but that Disruptor has such an early Aghanims. They've got the Blink now as well on the Dark Search, so they have double initiations coming out for Nigma, which maybe that could be a way for them to just get this fight to start first. Don't let EG get a jump. But yeah, looking real strong for EG right now.
Yeah, they're just taking over the map. They're taking over the game.
Yep, claim that high ground. Don't play around the enemy vision, as we see Nigma just heavily blanketing the enemy jungle with Sentry Wards pretty much this entire game.
And it's generally just, it's going to be very hard for EG to lose, but this RTZ Naga as big as he is. Yep. I don't know how this Naga's going to lose the game. I think this is sort of smooth sailing as long as RTZ continues to play at the level he has so far in this match. This should be a free sealed and deal win for the RTZ Nagasaren at this point.
Just hold his hand.
Far ahead.
I think as Fly, I think you just hold his hand, hold this Nagasaren's hand the whole rest of the game. Because if he's in a position and you're next to him and they go on him, you're probably going to get a good song setup. So, yeah, I think those two just sit next to each other pretty much for the entire rest of the game. And they should be in a pretty good spot to be able to just clean it up. Well, let's see. Nigma.
Here we go. Smoke up. They need to find something. It's been a bit too long since they managed to find a last bit of action. Crits in. Spotting them out with the Vendetta already. We are getting poked upon by the Impetus. That is the Butterfly done and out for RTZ. In the river, both teams. Who's going to be the one to make the first jump? Correct kill, but not before it did make its delivery, so RTZ won't mind too much.
You can see where Nigma wants to play. Yeah, they're like all about just getting control around the Roche pit. If they can get a successful fight there, they can easily go for taking a Roche, but they need to get a fight. You can't just go for a Roche.
Come on, Ahmed. He goes straight in. He's able to find the backlands. He starts to pull onto Kuro. Up to the cliff he goes. Waits out a little bit. Starts to spam out. There's the song setup. Who is the focus going to be upon? They're looking over towards them, but Fly is dead. They've lost disrupt. Miracle was able to pop the BKB, and he killed off Fly before Fly could get him with the combo. Easy. How they turn out. He's in trouble. RTZ's dead! A song into a complete disaster for EG because Miracle was able to get in, pop BKB, take Fly out of the engagement, make sure the setup wasn't there, and without Fly, RTZ didn't have the backup. They just they kill him off.
He just finished Butterfly. He's dead for 60. They have a Storm Spirit who can look to jump and try to take the Roche, take this situation if there is an Aegis on the ground, but
it already looked a bit awkward. Like you saw RTZ come in, and when they were sort of checking around the song, they were like, all right, there's the Lich, there's the Darkseer, there's the Husk. Where's the Ember? Where's the Ember? And then Fly's like, oh, I got the Ember over here, lads. Help me out. And they couldn't. Abed does try and get him for a zip play, but it's not going to happen. Nigma get Roshan, and Weehawk gets the Aegis. Oh, it's now Abed. Fisher can get
1,000 mana.
Yeah, he's still got a fair bit. He should be good unless we see some incredibly big brain plays, but yeah, no brain's big enough to catch that. Or is?
No.
We are starting to step towards there.
Oh, that's
a big shape.
Massive swing. Yeah. As they get the control around the Roche, they finally able to get that one, and yeah, just pre-BKBing that song.
Yeah,
super nice.
Very. I mean, they have to catch Miracle in the song. If he's able to BKB, walk in, start to make plays, you know the fight's already going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, I think maybe now, as soon as you see the Nagasaren start putting her hands up in every single fight, you just BKB. You just BKB and look for the backlines every single time on the side of Nigma to try to find that disruptor.
Yeah, got to keep your eye on those hands up.
Yep, just have to be very preemptive about it pretty much. But now with Aegis, it lets you play around it a little bit too, right?
Here we go, round 2. This time, they've found him. Soon as they see Miracle, no hesitation, song, static storm. It's that easy. You know, EG, they put it off smoothly like that. That's all they've got to do. Keep that up, and then they'll keep pushing back Miracle's game whilst continuing to raise that of RTZ's. They've just got to make sure that it's that sort of crisp and clean each and every time. And get them off the map, they can push all the waves in.
You have to make sure it's on Miracle, because the Huskar,
it's just Miracle.
Yeah, just make sure it's Miracle. Yep.
Obviously, with the Ember gone, will be again that window where Nigma will have to fall back to the passiveness, and that does mean that EG have the space to regain the momentum that they were building ahead of them. RTZ himself going for the BKB, realizes that, you know, in that situation, if they do sort of miss the combo, things start to go haywire. Popping the BKB for the most part will save him against the large amounts of damage that Nigma are doing at the moment.
Yeah, you know, I was saying, like, the Butterfly is interesting in this game because they can't actually itemize versus it, but at the same time too, they don't really do physical damage on the side of it. So at the same time too, it's like I'm not too sure if I love the Butterfly, but it allows him to farm super fast.
It feels good for the damage, though.
It feels good for the damage. Yeah, that's fair.
And the illusions obviously just benefit so nicely.
Yeah, that's the
farm speed, the everything. If you're ahead, you're always going to be tempted to get it before an extra defense item. And he was very far ahead. And you know, he still is. Yep. RTZ.
Now we recognize, though, after the last fight, he's like, I'm just worried about the magic. You know, BKB is really nice snag there. Abed getting the bounty rune. But look at these two.
Yep, cooldown's ready to go. Yeah, Artesian Fly, they know they can take anyone out of the game if they find it.
Yep, they see the bottom wave pushing in. They're like, Miracle's gonna come farm down here, but he did not. But they were prepared to look for it. As we see Fly, what does he get? Another salve. 4 salves and 12 TPs so far for this man. Really active with his shovel. I love seeing the TPs one. The TPs is always the thing that cracks me up. Every time the one person with the shovel just has like 15 TPs at the end of the game.
It's just annoying though, because you can't give them to anyone, right? And also, you can't share TPs, can you, at all?
I don't think so.
Here we go. Again, Miracle shows his face. Arteezy presses R. Fly doesn't want to. He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
Now he puts it down.
GH has a BKB, so he can just walk into them there.
Okay. I'm going to give that a question mark. I mean, even sure, maybe Fly was like, we're not going to get the kill, but he's going to turn and kill you if you don't put that static storm down on him.
Did they have TPs? Like, as soon as they saw the TPs coming from Nigma, did the Naga Siren have a TP? So, later on, yeah, he had his available. So if he just songed and TP'd from the spot that he was standing, he might have been okay.
Yeah.
They just tried to disengage and got punished for it.
I would call it a miscommunication. Someone made the call, yeah. I mean, I was right, so Leo's out, Arteezy presses R, Fly presses R. It all sounds very simple, but apparently it was a little too complex there.
I think they were just scared because they're so close to the base. There was just too many TPs.
If you don't put that static storm down, you're going to die.
Yeah, once you committed it,
you're going to die.
Not actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Definitely weird.
Maybe we're missing something. At the end of the day, we're idiots. These guys are professionals. We're probably missing something, but that looked a bit...
Not bad. He's out of mana. Oh. He's got a BKB.
Oh, good job out of the silence way. He holds onto his BKB charge and still has that Aegis. So he's good to go. I mean, off the back of that. So if we play down bottom, they're pushing the high ground Nigma. They're getting the tier 3 tower. Weehart does fall the once. But now the tier 3s are taken. They can look back, take Shrine.
And that was massive. That was absolutely massive for them there. So much space given. Almost Shiva's on. They're starting to pick up these items that allow you to really deal with the Naga Siren even more so. It's almost a Shiva's on the darks here, as we said before. Miracle, he already had. Now Octary finished up. He's getting queued up that Radiance now too. He's getting higher levels too. Bit of a concern there, EG. Have to be careful not to miss step with your ults.
BKB done on CG, so
that's safer.
At least he's prepared. If they do use the song aggressively and he's like, whoa, okay, we don't want to try and go on this, he can BKB TP himself out and there's nothing to stop him. So at least does have that extra safety. And EG they are ready to make the move again. Song of the Siren and Static Storm are there once more. So EG starting to move out across to Nigma's half of the map.
They know this is happening right now. They just moved back to their side. Kuroki's the only one really showing outside, but he's really far away. They read this movement. I thought he was zipping up all the way top for a second. I was like, hey, not bad, don't charge.
Yeah, I mean, even Courage able to TP back to the base, so won't find anything there out on that initial movement, that initial sweep, EG. They do have all the waves coming in, though, so can start to maybe try for something even more aggressive. You know, the Aegis obviously gone off the back of that last push from Weehart.
There's another thing that now they picked up. They've got a Glimmer Cape, so that can also be good. They have to make sure they do have detection on the side of EG, because sure, you can set up a Static Storm, and then you can get Glimmer Cape, and if you don't have detection, that could be a little bit disastrous.
I'm going to see EG be able to make sure they have both outposts coming into this 40-minute mark, so slowing down that XP gain from Nigma.
More Ion Shell damage. This Ion Shell is starting to hurt, but they actually, that's fine.
They didn't even need to use the song that time. They already just find the setup naturally.
Just a pull, I guess, into a song, it looks like there.
That was it. I mean, that's the thing, right? You know, we sort of talk about the song setup that they have, set up from Arbed, even the bit of catch, obviously, from Crit. Even Arteezy, if he's able to find a net from the tree lines, there's a lot of ways to go for these catches. Let's see what they can do with it. Again, you know, Miracle's gone for a full minute. They should at least be able to take away that final tier 2, you would imagine, on the top lane. But the question is if EG can try and push for more. The question is if they want to. We know that RTZ's Naga is going to be very, very strong as the game goes on, regardless. So they could even fall back, wait for Roshan themselves, because as we saw last time that something went horribly wrong for them. It was when they lose a fight, Roshan's up, Nigma can take it, and Nigma can start pushing into their base. So understandable if EG do want to try and just hold on to map control and wait out for the next Roche respawn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got a Naga with the Storm. Their lineup scales extremely well. Look at the side of Nigma, sure, they scale, but it's a Huskar. So the Huskar is always one of those heroes that he hits a point where he's, I mean, I wouldn't say the critical mass or anything like super early on, but it's earlier at the point than these other heroes in the game. Static Storm up in 5. They're looking to make a go. Miracle gonna be respawning at the same time as Static Storm comes back. GH is spotted.
There we go, we are. Here's the grab. He's gonna die. There's no way he can live through that. That is another core pickoff. Not the Miracle this time. The We Are Huskar. Again, what can they do with this?
It's a long one. It's 100 seconds.
It is.
Fine back.
They might be able to force that out of him.
Let's see if they actually decide to. Feels like they almost should. It's 100 seconds on a Huskar. You gotta do something here. Bottom tower is almost dead. It's okay. RTZ's just constantly throwing his illusions at it. And that's what the butterfly does provide you, is building damage.
Yeah. And there we have tier 3 gone. Mind control able to get denied, but that's the map opened up now, and Shrine can be taken by EG, making it that little easier for them to secure that Roshan area. And Roshan, it is back up now. So take the Shrine, go for Rosh. Still a full minute. They'll have a good window to do it without any real chance of Nigma being able to get away for a steal if they do want to go and check it out.
Ooh. Spell Prism. Who'd they hand that one to? Is that to the Disruptor? Yeah, it looks like it's in his backpack at the moment.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Yeah, he switched it in now. So he's got a magic lamp with a Spell Prism.
So pretty much, yeah, he's always going to have the Static Storm ready to go.
Yep.
Not always, but you're close to it. It's going to feel very nice to play at this point for him.
No tier 4 is farmed just yet for Nigma. They haven't gotten out to get outside of their base in the last 2 minutes or so, so not able to actually hit those neutrals.
A little surprised that EG hasn't checked out the pit, because by the time they do, it's 20 seconds, Huskar's going to be back in.
They have a courier on it, don't they? Yeah, they have a courier.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they feel that they can take it very nicely with RTZ's Naga Siren. The scan's going to be there from Nigma, though, so they do know that they're in the pit. 8 seconds, and Weehar's back. They're going to start heading over. EG left this to later and closer towards the Huskar respawn point. Obviously, with the Shrine gone, it's still going to take him time to get there. Nigma could still make a jump in time here, though, as Roshan's falling low. Miracle is going to start scanning out the jump to GH. He's in. The slam. The song goes round, but the BKB's there from GH and Miracle. The final jump in Miracle. He's able to get it, gets the kill, but RTZ picks up the Aegis. The Aegis will be EG's, and now Miracle has to retreat. His BKB's one out. Arbed, he's in on top of him, pulling around for silence as well. Miracle's in trouble. Miracle, can he get out of this one? He cannot. They kill off the Ember, and Arbed, he's not done yet. RTZ's on top of mind control, burning the mana. Arbed's back in, cleans up the second. 2 buybacks coming out from Nigma as they want to get back in onto this fight, but Weehar is already dead again. It's a triple kill for Arbed on the side. Ramses is able to clean up Kuroki as well. And not done yet. Arbed's in. He's found Miracle. RTZ's in with the net. Miracle's dead. A dieback for the Ember Spirit. Gone for 2 minutes. EG coming out on top. RTZ with that song, enough to mess with the rest of them. Sure, the 2 members with the BKB could go in, but they couldn't get the kill in time. Miracle tries for the rush. RTZ, he's got the Aegis. He's still got it. He's ready to push high ground. Nigma threw so much into that attempt around Roshan, and it did not work out. EG stay on top.
And EG, with their buybacks, they were able to make it back over to the Roche pit much faster. Nigma didn't have anything to TP to. Miracle TP to the tier 3 here, and then just started to run all the way to try to catch up there. They were not in a position to try to fight that afterwards, as EG. They got great lockdown. Miracle, he gets controlled by Abed as well as RTZ in the fight.
Definitely, as it's seen with this draft, you knew that EG, if they got away with getting that even an even laning stage, well, they've got more than that. Now, RTZ had a brilliant start, so far it gets ahead the whole game. Now they're cleaning up a couple of set of racks. Nigma's draft, it just didn't get going at the pace that it needed to. And now EG 24k up, 2 sets of racks. They can move on towards the top. It's still over 40 seconds before Miracle's back in. has returned to the game. You see even Arteezy picking up that extra bit of control. He's got the Orchid, so another way to catch them out, particularly with the BKBs falling low. Jumps in onto Arteezy, but he's not doing much at all. He's missing these sets because of the evasion with the butterfly. Up, starting to play with a very much crit. He's in with a 2-man stun set of Interfly, Static Storm, Traps Mind Control, Traps GH. They're both dead and gone. Mind Control does not have buyback. GH does. Will fall again. He has buyback. Kuro is going to be down to the 3 of the Miracle back in 15, but EG, the Fox of the Rex, GH is in. The slam down. Kills off Nagasaki the one. So Arbiter Roll has to be careful. Down to the low ground. He goes. Arteezy, he has the song. They're TPing out of this one. Looks like they just want to get away from this. They've got the Megas. They're going to make sure they do not throw this EG, and they won't. They're all out. Mega creeps are up and against Nigma, and EG now sitting a 30k lead. This game, it feels like it's just one step away from being over and done with, and EG pretty much have that win in the bag.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to actually come back in this one with Nigma, just because of just how big that advantage is. And Arteezy's hit level 25, so he's got Butterfly, Evasion Talent on top 2. Yeah, they've got just so many different things now going for them. They did really good with their setups for the most part in this game, right? Over and over again, they were getting multiple hero static storms inside of that combo. Yeah, Naga Disruptor, we see how popular it is, and just why. It's just so strong.
You saw there as well, Weeha's, the impact he can have as a Huskar at this stage, it just feels pretty useless. He queues up the Rapier. That really is sort of only the option. As mid lane, he may not even have that chance. He's got to put the BKB back off as EG start to play aggressive on him. Another zip fall from Arbet. The BKB is going to wear off soon from Weeha. He's glimpsed back. They're dragging in. They're dragging from Arbet in with the pull. All to the 3 of them. Miracle falling low. Huskar is dead. Miracle back to the fountain. Arbet's contemplating trying to dive in and play around with him. They'll have mind control back in 10. Kura and Weeha are gone. Another dive forward. The Static Storm's down. GG is called, and EG will take this game 2 and push it to that game 3, which we're very excited to see. You saw it to game 1, wasn't able to get an easy win. This one, I'd say pretty much the other way. Obviously a more drawn out match, but very much a game that EG, they pretty much had a hold on from the laning stage. They crossed the lanes. Artsy